Bitch.
But that brings me to the next thing, right? So, maybe we're not shooting models, but sometimes we are the models, when we're taking our own fit pics, man. I'm talking FPs.
FPs.
Oh, God.
Why don't we go down the list here? I know Algis has some, we are graced with his mirror pictures because he's unfortunately unable to really take a lot of pictures very often. And everyone, but Algis, I see you just unmuted yourself, so that's why I was giving you an introduction.
Whoa.
Can you tell us a little bit about your fit pic? What what goes to your mind? How do you get your fit pics, bro?
I don't know, man. As you say, I probably have the most basic and worst fit pics of anyone here.
Don't be so mean, man.
Well,
no.
Come on.
Well, they're not particularly well lit, and I kind of grab them covertly because I'm just trying to wonder. There's a lot of background here, but basically, I'm not in the position where I can really freely, expose this hobby of mine. I can't really rely on, let's say, my family to take fit pics on my behalf because of objections on their part. I don't want to go too deep on that, but basically, as a result of things like that, it has resulted in me having to sort of, covertly snap things in the mirror on the way out while no one's looking, and the resulting causative.
Oh, good. Well, lucky for you. Lucky for me, my parents don't live with me, so I don't have to do that.
Yeah, it must feel great, doesn't it?
And they never look at me, so if I had to, it'd be
my fit pic today. So
yeah, well,
if I had to be covert
we don't think your pics are bad. I think we appreciate the ones you do.
I like them.
I also don't have a lot because it's, I can't.
That's fine.
There are days when I can't. Yeah, it's fine. It's not like it bothers me, but it's since you asked. Yeah, I don't have much in the way of fit pics, and I don't really have the ability to take good fit pics already.
Hey,
in an environment where I can take nice backyard on a tripod with proper camera pics, because that would reveal myself. So
I mean, I don't do that.
Here's something I said. I mean, there's a good little thread on MFA how to take a good fit pic. Honestly, you put your phone in a cup with you stand it up, and so the camera's looking over the top of the glass. You set it up and take a picture.
Water in it.
That's it.
Yeah, you fill it with water first.
But seriously, that's all you guys really need. I mean, the
and make sure you're always putting your hands together somehow. Prayer hands, or maybe like that, handshake with yourself.
It's like you're washing.
Yeah, always like you're washing.
You're promoting
hands.
Good behavior.
Do
like
do one of these.
Just really get into the mind of Pitbull.
Yeah,
that's how you.
I really shouldn't be a downer again, but Ethan has. I really want to stress Ethan's point then what he said about fit pics being a lot easier to take than you might realize. You don't really need the equipment of the nice backyard that a lot of people here are blessed with.
You definitely don't.
Simpler than that.
You don't.
It's what?
I don't even have a backyard, man.
Yeah.
I don't have a backyard.
You can take it in your room. Is my point here. Again, all this kind of stuff it's really. It doesn't have to be pretty, especially if you're just sharing it with the boys, or on your Instagram too. It doesn't fucking matter. Lots of guys out there that we follow just take pictures in their fucking house. Yeah, I mean, some of them might have good cameras, but sometimes you just take it. Like Ivan just said he doesn't take good pictures. He thinks he has the worst pics. I don't think so. I think it communicates exactly what we want to see, his outfit, and that's fine. The extra stuff is all extra. Right? Not all of us are supposed to be. Not all of us are supposed to be figures.
Content,
exactly.
Have to be great.
Yeah. You think Philip in here again? Great outfit, you guys. You guys can't see it because you guys are. It's only for patrons in our Discord. But it's like outside his house with the fucking brick wall and everything. It doesn't have to have fucking bokeh. It doesn't have to be fucking edited in Visco Cam or Lightroom or whatever you guys want. But it's for the boys. We look at it and it's fine.
We look at it and it's fine. That's important.
Yeah, that's kind of it.
That's my approach.
Want you to keep doing it. Again, try the cup thing. Just take it in your room. Who cares? Even if it's just your chest, bro. Who cares? Like at least we'll see
Well, if you want to go on the room thing, I don't even have a bloody mirror in there.
You don't have, like
That's
I said,
what we're talking about, the cup thing.
Yeah,
the cup thing.
Timer. There's a timer.
That's all it is.
Camera.
It's timing. That's
Timer
all you got.
cup.
That's all you need. All you need.
Yeah,
Chris, what do you got?
Yeah,
Chris, what do you got for Fit Pics?
So basically, for my Fit Pics, I only use my phone, like exactly like what we're describing right here. Like I guess go out into because I live in an apartment complex. I guess go on my balcony, just prop it up like right on the little railing area, and then I guess have my little corner, and that's it. Like there's not like it's all about the outfit, like we're all saying. Like so, I don't really put that much thought into that kind of stuff whenever I'm just doing the Fit Pics. So yeah.
Very cool.
But like whenever it's like planned stuff, of course, then like I have like different cameras. But like just like for Fit Pics and that kind of stuff, usually I guess use my phone. Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. That's that's all that matters. Obviously, in front of a wall helps. I mean, I don't really like the whole Instagram wall picture, but it's easy, right? It's flat lighting. It's an interesting background, even if it's plain or if it has a brick or whatever. And you get the point across, and that's kind of the thing here. Okay, Trung is on mute, so I don't know if he's going to say anything. Also, he doesn't post Fit Pics as often as he should. Ivan's here, but he's muted. Jason, your Fit Pics are taken very interestingly because you're at work.
I do. I take them at work.
That's right.
In the mirror. Well,
I do that too
stores are very quiet right now, so I just hop in the three-way mirror, take my Fit Pic.
Why not?
Yeah, exactly. Because why not?
Kill a couple minutes.
Minutes. I only take one. I do the one, and that's it. I don't take any more. Whatever that one looks like is how it looks. Because
have you ever gotten caught at work taking a Fit Pic?
Oh yes, all the time.
They just don't really care that much.
No, who cares?
Yeah,
right.
That's good.
I've gotten caught by like customers because where that three-way mirror. Where the three-way mirror is, like right off to the side of it is like the windows to the store and like the door. So like I'm basically standing in front of the door, looking into a mirror and taking a picture of myself while people walk by on the busy Upper West Side. So people would come in before and be like, "Oh, sorry to interrupt," and I'm like, yeah.
Believe me, you're not missing anything.
You know, you should do next time is you should just be like, "Oh, actually, I was trying to take a Fit Pic. Do you mind?"
Do you mind?
And have them the camera, have them the phone.
Come on, bro. Come on.
Flick up.
But Jason, you're also a photographer. You've done a lot of work. I mean, what about the Fit Pics in your house? But I think before in quarantine you had some great pajama pics and everything. And people can find your Instagram, Jason Standing on TV. Lots of great pics there.
During quarantine, I definitely took a lot more. I set up the camera more often in the house and did Fit Pics, or I'd get dressed and do tomorrow and I would get dressed and we would take these pajama shots with the cats for a Christmas card kind of thing. So let's do that. So I set the camera up in our little everything room. Or I did a quarantine lookbook, of course, 2 seconds before Chase posted his, and then I'm like, oh great, everyone fucking thinks I took that.
I have the receipts. I did it first.
I mean,
Look at the metadata.
Chase Winfrey, the biggest menswear influencer. You guys remember that he put when he was because one of his pictures was featured in W.M. Brown. His bio says menswear personality. I think that's hilarious. So good.
In the issue.
Yeah, in the issue, it's Chase Winfrey is a menswear personality based in New York, and works at J Muser, and I'm like, that's great, dude. Now I can't. I don't if I have a bio somewhere, I don't know what the fuck I would put now. Fuck. I mean, podcaster, whatever. I mean, that's cool, but personality's funny.
Pro streamer.
Podcaster, big ol' whore.
That's right. Yeah. Well, thank you, Jason. I mean, we love your pictures. Again, can't wait till we were able to hang out because then I'd have no offense to MJ or Spencer, but some more photographers with me.
No offense to MJ or Spencer, but get fucked.
But
we're used to this kind of treatment.
Yeah. One day we're gonna rise up.
We're gonna form a union. It's gonna be the sad cast union.
I always do a highlight. I'm shout out to my human tripods. And technically, Scott's the original, but I'll get to mine later on. We'll go through the rest of them. So, John, you are a kind of recent, you picked up photography kind of recently, and now you've been, posting your fire fit pics like fucking every day, dude. It's great.
Yeah, so...
Because you obviously can't do it with your fucking iPhone 5. I don't, that's crazy. Yeah, tell us about your little journey with that.
I do not know how it started. It's not even my camera. I'll say it's you. You probably inspired me. But it's not even my camera. I don't own a camera. It's my mom's camera, which she so graciously allows.
Is her camera just like a newer iPhone?
No.
Yeah, what camera is it?
It's an Olympus.
It's an iPod Touch.
Yeah, it's an iPod Touch. But I stick it on a tripod and I shoot the same exact location every day. The time varies, and
I like the ones where you're in Zoom class during that.
Yeah. I'll be holding my computer on Zoom.
Do you have your camera
on? Most of the time, no.
Oh, you should leave your camera on while you take your
leave your camera on while you're doing
it. But yeah, I don't know. I go for like a pretty wide aperture. I like the blurred out background. It sort of just draws attention to the outfit. It's not trying to be an interesting photo, I guess. It's just, I try to make sure though that there's relatively flat light. I find when there's like super harsh lighting,
overcast is great.
Yeah, overcast is great. Otherwise, you just lose a lot of the detail in the outfit. You lose a lot of like the color and I don't know. But yeah.
And you've started also like you took some night shots too. You played with lighting in the house and everything.
Yeah, I've been getting into it now. Like just beyond taking the fit pics regularly. I've been trying to go out with my brother, who's been into photography more than me for kind of a while, and trying to get some artsy pics. Trying to get pictures at night.
Yeah, those are great, man.
Yeah,
that's really cool. And can you tell us a little bit about the inspo? Well, yeah. I mean, hey, no problem. You gotta love those Ethan dramatic lighting pictures that I totally didn't just steal from Ethan Newton way back when. But what about that time you took pictures in the grocery store?
Oh yeah. So I was actually on a
good grocery store.
And I had brought the camera and I was just taking pictures of them and one of my dogs. And on the way back, we stopped at the grocery store and I really liked my fit that day. And I was like, Mom, take a picture of me in the grocery store. It'll look really cool. And so while we're waiting in this COVID line to get to the cash register that was like 20 people long, I stood out to the side of it and she took pictures of me.
Dude,
and everyone looked at me like I was fucking insane. So but I got some cool pictures. So
they do look cool. They do look cool.
Yeah, right?
They did look cool. I haven't done. I mean, I'm usually not with anybody whenever I'm doing errands.
One of our last COVID, like pre-COVID outings, was in the Mitsuwa grocery store.
Yeah, Japanese grocery store.
Where we did a little mini photo shoot.
So I just took one picture because it was all film. I just took one picture of each of you.
Yeah.
So yeah. It's
that is a miniature photo shoot.
That you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Kiyoshi, tell us about your fit pics.
So I'm fortunate that I have access to two giant freaking mirrors. One at home and one at work, which is great.
Mirror game.
Yeah, for just
large mirror game.
Going in, just taking easy fit pics. If I'm feeling a little bit more ambitious, I've got like a MIDI tripod that grips my iPhone pretty well, and I'll set that up and do something more elaborate. But usually I don't do that just because it's more work and it takes more time. So I don't do that too often. But yeah, usually it's just giant mirror. Got nothing to do at the moment, and use my phone.
And it's good. I mean, what about the ones you took like outside, the on that balcony before?
That's gonna be like on the like the one at our old office. That was basically just on a little tripod, and just put my phone on there with the timer, and let it take a couple and
Yeah.
see how it turned out. I kind of, once you figure out the angle, you just kind of, it's just very easy. You just repeat what you've done before. You don't have to think too much. But otherwise, once in a while, my friend John or my brother, Tashio, will shoot some photos of me. But that's usually a bit more involved. It's usually for work. Like we'll repurpose those things for work. It's not so much for like a daily, fit pick kind of deal. And it's also often not clothing I would typically wear. A lot of the time, it will be like something more editorial. Like there's, I think, a really cool photo of me wearing this like burgundy double-breasted overcoat that my brother shot. It looks amazing, but I don't really wear that coat all the time, and I don't really wear a striped shirt, like all these things. But I knew it would look. I knew it would look.
You lost me.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. I mean, something I realized. I guess I'll ask this at the end or after we get through these people because we still have like half an hour after this.
These people.
But yeah, no, it's that's great. Thank you for sharing your fit pics. I mean,
thanks.
I think it's great. MJ and Spencer can get a pass because I take their fit pics sometimes.
Well, I mean,
I use the mirrors too.
Yeah, I have a mirror at home. I have a full length mirror. I don't like it very much because I'm always backlit. Unfortunately, but I've been, by necessity, taking more pics in it. I did get a nice tripod finally, like a really good tripod. That is not constantly tilted, and I found a good spot in my room to take photos. But then I left the tripod at my office in LA, so I do not have it this week. I was like, I was gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna take
the cup thing.
What? Yeah, I got to do the cup thing. But yeah,
the song.
Yeah, you gotta get a cup.
Mm-hmm. Andy, what do you
wear it every day? Yeah, wear the cup every day.
Tell us about how you take your fit pics because you've been taking a lot also as well outside. Variety of different places. Tell us about it? Just tell us.
So the whole fit pic things, it all started when it was way before I got a camera. I actually just got a camera back in April or May, I think. But before, I would. On days I don't have school or work, I would go to the mall. I mean, I would put on some cool clothes and go to the mall and I don't know, take some fit pics in front of the store mirrors. So that's mostly my fit pics back then, like 1 or 2 years ago. Then recently, or whenever I hang out with my girlfriend, she would take a quick fit pic for me. Yeah, it's nice.
F's for that.
So when COVID hits, the mall's not open anymore. I'm like, oh shit, what am I gonna do? And I don't get to see my girlfriend that often anymore because she's busy with school.
Double F's.
And I'm like, and then I found out about the cup thing, and I brought the cup on my. It's actually a shoe rack. I put the cup on top of the shoe rack. I put my phone on top.
Okay.
And take a quick fit pic in the back of my house. But I'm really I got really tired of that because one thing sometimes the cups just fell on the ground or the light.
We gotta get better cups, bigger, thicker.
Yeah. Thicker.
More sturdy cups. That's the important part.
More sturdy cups. You gotta get a phone cup. You gotta get a good phone cup.
You need to get a selfie cup. It's a cup just for selfies.
So, but then later on, I paid more attention to Ethan's photography, and I'm like, so how can I get this, this I don't know how you call it, aesthetic?
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, aesthetic. So, I actually went to Costco and saw them selling a camera, a Rebel T7 Canon. So I picked that up. I got asked around for recommendations for a lens because I know kit lenses are shit. So I
not shit, but they don't. They're
but
not. They don't have the sharp.
Yeah.
They're not like. There's no depth of field, right?
Yeah. So I found out about the 15 millimeters to 1.8.
Yep.
I picked that up from Best Buy, and I started shooting myself ever since.
You shouldn't do that.
To death?
Yeah, pretty much. Before
Nice.
I made that mistake where I fit my whole body into the. I mean, there's one thing that's really convenient about the camera is that they have Wi-Fi connection.
Yep.
So it links up to your phone, and you can adjust pretty much anything.
That's how we
see the live view. Yeah, I really like that, but my at first I made that mistake where I fit my whole body.
You fill the frame. Yeah.
Yeah, I fill the frame,
Mm-hmm.
and once I imported it, and I'm like, wait, it's not gonna fit anywhere on either Instagram.
On Instagram, that's right. Because there is a crop. Yeah.
So I have to figure out how to manage to get myself into the frame. So when I cut it in 4 or 5 proportion,
Aspect ratio.
Aspect
ratio.
Yeah, ratio. Yeah. So yeah, that's it took me a lot of time to get that that aesthetic thing in the camera.
Right. And I feel like you've got that you clearly, I'm not gonna toot my own horn here, but you clearly know how to use some light and you really you really play with light, play with texture background. I love it. It's I would make those same decisions if I was taking my fit pick out, and everything, which is really fun. But it's been really great to see all of you, especially John and Wynn. Both of you guys have been really great. Graduating from the kind of mirror selfie fit pics to using what you can to take these kinds of things, right?
Thanks.
Before, I actually didn't think I would be really into photography, because I knew nothing about it. I actually bought a camera from Costco because I think, hey, if I don't like it, I can always return.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
Later. And then I ended up keeping it, and yeah.
I mean, that's great. I'm glad, obviously now the shortgomings of a crop.
I've never been to Costco. Is it nice?
A 50 millimeter becomes an 85, basically.
Yeah, I had to stand really far.
Yeah, I totally understand that. But yeah, no, I'm very glad that you guys do it. It's very cool. Now, again, I'll briefly go over my fit pick stuff. I also, I use a tripod. I use my camera. It's a Canon 6D. I used to use a 30, a 35, which is pretty wide. But of course, if you scan it correctly, you can just crop it because you don't get the lens distortion. And that whole aspect ratio thing is something I've been trying to communicate to some of our friends, like our producer Matt. And he, as of last Saturday, he kind of got it. So that's been fun to kind of see him understand what I'm talking about. But I use an 85 now. And even though I like using it to shoot other people, for murder. Just kidding. I'm just joking.
Oh, whoa.
TOS. I'm not, instigating violence.
Ethan out of context.
But I use it to shoot myself now. And, I stand super far away, but it's, it's cool. It's very sharp and everything. And obviously,
are you on a full frame camera?
Yeah, I'm a full frame camera now, or I have been for the past couple of years.
Nice.
So I obviously, as some of you guys know, I prefer to take really dramatic portraits. Maybe not like studio with like a backdrop, but more like, I don't know what you call it, like next to windows or something, or like, using, I guess if it was studio lighting, I guess so. But like portrait. I like portrait photography. That's kind of more dramatic and everything. But obviously, my house isn't really that conducive to taking really good pictures, and there's not a lot of space for an 85 millimeter lens to kind of play a big factor into it. And then, of course, outside, as I've said a couple times before, it's really bright out, right? And summertime in LA, even if it might be smoky and everything, my backyard isn't like a fucking cool shop with like wood paneling or whatever. It's just kind of a dead yard, dead grass and everything. Right. But I take the fit pic. I mean, there's one I can post, the one here that I did today. because I was dressed up for some work stuff, which I'll tell you guys about later on or after we're done streaming. But yeah, so it's like, these are still fun. It's still, nice lighting. There's still a little bit of drama to it. It's not exactly what I like to do, compared to pre-COVID, but it helps. It's fine. And I'm glad also that my friends are able to take my picture out when we're just hanging out, just really quick. I think we got the poses down and everything. But of course, when you're out in public, it's really hard to get like the right lighting. And I always feel, even though I do, obviously I'll do a test shot to make sure it's good. I don't like that because I feel like, when you're used to a place, it makes it easier to kind of get your fit pick and be done with it. But then when you're out hanging out, it's like, I want a fit pick, but like, ugh, the lighting's bad here, but I don't know. We got to test it. You got to do multiple things. And it gets to that hassle moment that we all don't like to do because it feels unnatural. Right. But that's kind of what happens when you're out in public, right? So, or hanging out with the boys. But before we close, I realized something that we didn't talk about when we were going over the fit pics. I'm after we get to how you take it, I'm concerned how you pose for it now. Like, what do you guys go? What do you guys just go to? And if I'll just, if you want to start off a little bit.
I just want to start by saying I'm pretty damn awful at posing.
Don't say that. I think you sent us some good stuff.
But that was so painful though. It doesn't come naturally to me, yes, and it's just a matter of practice.
But we didn't know. We didn't know. We think you look great. I think.
Yeah. No, yeah. I'm trying to be objective here. I'm just saying that it is unnatural to me. Yeah, if eventually it works out, and you guys think my pose is all right, then thank you for that, and I'm glad that you think that way. But as it currently stands, thank you, MJ. As it currently stands, though, I'm not practiced in posing, not practiced in fit pic taking in general, and it doesn't come naturally to me. But I'm sure that's something that will come with practice as I move on in this.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with. I posted a picture of you in the chat. One of your. I guess your most recent fit pic, I guess, and you look great, man. You're smiling. You're not looking at the camera, which is fine. It's a cool choice, which we all do. So yeah, I think it's great. I think you've got a good setup going, and yeah. Oh hey, I see. Well, Chris is first, but go ahead, Chris. Go ahead. How do you pose?
I don't know. I don't know if I could really pinpoint it. Like, I guess, like, do, like, the basic stuff, I feel like, I guess, like, I either have, like, my hands in my pockets or, like, like, pocket fisting or, I don't know, like, there's not really much that goes into posing. Now, I do, like, I haven't posted them, but, like, I do try, like, more experimental ones that I'm still working on, like, where I'm trying to, like, do, like, specific, like, things that highlight specific things, but, like, that's kind of, I guess, like, experimental stuff that you still need to go down the road with, I guess, like, trying new stuff out and everything, but like pretty much just like the basics. Yeah.
You stand? Do you like when you say experiment? What does that mean? Yeah.
Like, okay, so actually recently I got inspired. I'm gonna bring up someone that I completely do not like, but I really like how they posed in one of these albums that they did, which is Harry Styles.
Okay.
Kind of like that. Like, I've been kind of like trying to like expose more of like the wide leg trouser and everything. So, like trying to like like actually like move like the body in like different like not like it's kind of like I don't know how to like word it. Like, you guys know what I'm talking about though? Have you guys seen the album?
Like the album cover with the fisheye?
The album cover. Yeah.
I'm not sure if I've seen that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that fisheye lens there is really cool.
Lens, yeah. It's for
good.
Like golden and watermelon sugar.
Yeah, it's fine line.
Yeah. Fine line, yeah. But like kind of like stuff like that where it kind of like takes like a more, I guess you could say, androgynous pose from what you usually see in menswear.
Yeah.
Kind of, like it kind of like highlights like different things that usually you don't see in our menswear circles that you don't really do that kind of posing for.
Unless you're Richard Beadle.
Yeah. Oh, yes, exactly. Yeah. So I feel like that would be a really good example of like what I'm trying to experiment with.
No, totally understand.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you for sharing. Well, I see Trung's back, but I don't know. He doesn't take fit pics very often. Do you?
Oh no, I don't
Do
take
you?
fit pics at all. I haven't like taken photos, or I haven't posted like in like a year. I haven't really been on. I just kind of lurk. I don't have a reason to dress up or go anywhere at all, so I just I literally don't do anything. So, let alone pose for it, you know. So like I like the idea if you had friends and there's things that you do together, then if you guys like the same thing, then you could, you know, dress up and go there and take photos and stuff like that. Be a little bit more candid, but that's not the case here. It's just like, you know, I
wouldn't say we dress up just to hang out. I mean, we just happen to be dressed up when we hang out.
Yeah, but like that's the thing though, because you have friends who will do the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Like it's all like again the context, right? Because like all my friends will literally be wearing like shorts and t-shirt, and so if I come in like dressed up, I'm like it's at a place, and so you know, because I have friends in Dallas who don't associate with that at all, then like there's no point. Even if I do hang out with them, I'm just gonna wear whatever, because again, it's literally what I've been wearing all day. I just walk out.
And to go back to the thing, like, do you guys ever take pictures of each other, like just random ass shit, or no, like not at all? Is that not a thing for you guys?
Yeah, not at all. Not at
Interesting.
all.
Okay,
It's a different It's a different group dynamic, you know, because like it's easier to do all these things when you have friends who, you know about, you know, your intentions and know about like, you know, your hobbies, and they all agree with it. And like, if you guys all do it together, it just feels much more natural. Like just like how we're in New York or anything, it just feels natural. If all your friends are hanging out and you guys are going together, it feels natural. But then if you're that only guy doing that, then it feels out of place.
It feels awesome.
I mean, maybe you guys got to introduce it, because again, like you know, even though it sounds like me and Spencer only hang out with Menswear guys, like me and MJ and Scott, we will still take pictures of each other.
Yeah.
You know, just fucking like, there's again, everyday silliness is filled with the worst pictures or the best pictures in the world. After the stream, I'll put it up for our little patrons so they can all look at it. A little fun trip down memory lane.
Our little patrons.
Yeah, thank you, Trung.
But also, like, I guess to add on too, like, I feel like I don't invest a lot of money into my clothes anymore, and I feel like whatever I end up buying is usually a derivative of what you guys post on the chat. I'm like, oh, that looks really cool. I've never thought of that. I was like, I'm gonna note that down, so in the future I'll just get something really similar, and like I'll try and find my way to work that into what I have, or, you know, again, just a derivative.
So Trung, are you saying that because you take up after lots of what people have already done here, you feel like by posting your fit pics, you're not really contributing anything?
Oh, I mean, I would say that may be part of it as well. Yeah, I'd say that's a fair statement. 100%.
Interesting. Well, cool. Thank you for sharing. Jason, how do you pose when you're taking? I know you talk about mirror selfies, but do you have a certain swagger to it, you know, or whatever?
I just try to make it like, you know, I don't like to just stand in front of the mirror. Like you always say, I'm always like doing something with my hands just to keep it interesting to look at.
Are you shouting? Are you calling the rest of us out who do that? Who just stand in front of the mirror?
I don't. I'm just saying I don't like just standing there. Like I don't like my phone just standing there.
Is that your impression of Jason?
For sure.
Yeah, that's my impression of Jason. He hates. Damn. He hates.
Yeah. Well, you know. Yeah. Well, anyway. I was trying to something like my hand just to kind of, you know, balance things out. You know, holding up my phone. I feel like if my hand is like just by my side, it's weird. Sometimes I'll pocket fist. But I really, you know, when it comes to the fit pic, this is really the only thing I pose for. Is I really just kind of put the camera up and just make sure you can see the fit, and then
you snap the pic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'll check up the deuces or something, and like I'll stick my tongue out because I don't want the fit pic to seem like it's a serious affair.
No,
it's a little tongue in cheek. It's a little. I understand what I'm doing,
but your tongue is firmly out of your mouth and out of your cheek.
It's tongue out of cheek.
Yeah.
But I don't want it to seem like it's a very serious affair for me, because it's like, you know, I'm not only am I taking a picture of myself because of my clothing I'm wearing, but I'm also at the same time, it's like I know I'm not wearing like serious clothes. You know, I'm wearing a pink jacket or like, you know, something like that. So it's like I try to keep it light, keep it airy, keep it fresh.
Yeah, keep it beautiful. Build it beautiful. This episode, this is brought to you by Squarespace.
Nope.
Squarespace.
Well, thank you.
We're not sponsored
John.
by Squarespace.
John, I know you got a variety of different poses. You got the smolder thing going on usually.
That's not a smolder. I just have a resting bitch face.
Well, tell us more. Also, I mean, you have you do a lot of
Tell
you
us
have
more about your bitch face.
Serious pics. You got the silly ones where you're holding the laptop with your headphones plugged in.
I try to have the pics sort of match the mood that I'm in that day, I guess, for the most part. Like, I've even taken pictures before where I'm, like, under the table. I took one day because I was just, like, really feeling low.
Fair enough, man.
I literally reduced the altitude you were at, right? Like, you got...
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I don't know. I just want those pictures more than being an outfit just to be, like, a slice in time, I guess, because I put them all on my story and they all are on... memories or whatever on Instagram. I like them to sort of be reflective of where I was in that day to some degree. And so, when I'm in a more chipper mood, sometimes I'll do like the V sign, or I don't know, dude, like my head tilted to the side with a grin or whatever. And then some days it's just hands in pockets and resting bitch face.
It's called pocket fisting. Pocket
bitching.
We gotta make the hashtag take off now. Come on, guys, come on. I think you got the slouch down in those fit pics.
Thanks.
Kiyoshi, how about you? I know you're kind of limited, just like with MJ, just like with you're kind of limited when you're taking the mirror pics. But do you have any kind of a personal approach when you're doing posing, smiling, whatever?
I mean, not really. I don't try to do something consistently. It's like, I think it's very much like Jason said. It's like, can you see the outfit? And that's it. Like, I don't focus on my facial expressions or make sure I'm standing like in the best possible way. Mm-hmm. I'm mainly just concerned, like, does the color look right? Mm-hmm. Does the color look as good as it can get? Given where I am, time of day, etc., like that. Right. That's probably the primary thing I'm concerned about. But if it goes on stories or like to the Discord, I don't care too much.
Right.
If it's going to the timeline, that's usually a timeline photo is usually
the main feed.
Yeah, like I'll that's when the tripod comes out, kind of multiple takes, make sure the background looks right, stuff like that. But outside of that, I don't care too much. It'll be gone in from people's memories in a day. Who cares?
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, that's kind of I think whenever we post, I think a lot of us do have like the outfit pic that's for the selfie for the story, and then we got the pic for the main feed, and that is two different things.
Yep.
Definitely. Okay, MJ, what about you?
I usually have a neutral face. I don't really, it feels weird for me, like looking back at photos that I took of myself smiling.
Yeah, like the smiling selfie is weird.
It's like, I mean, it gives me the same feeling of when I hear my voice back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good comparison. Good comparison.
So, yeah, that's pretty much it. As far as taking my own photos.
Yeah, and I guess that
which are with my phone, by the way. I don't know if we made that apparent.
Yeah. What do you have, an iPhone 5?
I guess I tell you guys. What you guys look
7 plus.
It's funny you say it's like, it's hard to pull off the smiling like mirror selfie. I think this is just like my particular neuroses. I have a hard time pulling off like a smiling tripod picture. I don't know why.
Like a full pic.
Yeah, like even when, maybe it's because I don't know.
I don't know how to smile in a good way naturally, like opposed for a good smile.
Yeah,
like,
when someone tells me to smile, I don't know what to really do.
I mean, it's like until
you have to tickle me or something. Right?
Until a couple of months ago, I didn't typically take like tripod photos.
Right.
But yeah, now when I'm doing it, it's just I just feel weird smiling. I don't know why.
Yeah.
My difficulty is kind of different there, and I feel like I'm good with smiling. All that practice and post photographs is,
exactly.
That's no, it's not that. It's not that. It's like I don't know how to. I'm just like, this is weird.
Just don't want
there's
to.
no one there. Maybe.
Yeah, I think that's
contextually it's weird.
Yeah, just like standing there and smiling.
Yeah, but the thing for me is that any face other than smiling, it seems kind of weird and often is reflected by resting. Like if someone were to ask me to do, just act natural, have a resting face, it'll always end up looking kind of strange.
Yeah,
too solemn.
Yeah. Again, I'm sorry I can't be there to take all of everyone's pictures and give pointers. Andy, what about you? I know again you've been taking a lot of your own pictures. You smile sometimes you don't. What's your go-to poses? Or how do you approach it?
So, sorry, 1 second. So usually I've been trying to fake the candidates like Drake's. So sometimes I carry the bag all the time. It's I've always put my tripod and my camera in there and a bunch of other random shit. And sometimes I put let's say a bag of chips. I try to try to pose with it, but it always came out really cringy, so I never posted online. I've been I've been trying to make it silly, not too serious. I wanted to break that barrier of menswear has to be dapper and proper all the time.
I hate the word dapper,
and I hate the word proper. But I love the word dap prop.
Prop.
I like that.
There's one time I wear a sport coat and I put a can of Coke in the inside of the jacket, and I like that kind of funny kind of vibe. But otherwise, it would be just the basic pocket fisting, or let's say pocket fisting and head tilt
regular
up a little bit, and mouth opening a little bit.
I'll talk about that in a second. Don't worry.
There you go. Yeah. Or the crossover arms behind your back.
Yep. There are three go-to. I think a lot of us, especially guys I've met in person, we've kind of come across there are three things to do. You either put your hands in your jacket pockets, aka pocket fisting. You put your hands in your pants pockets. Actually, I guess it's not three. There's four. You cross your arms, or you fold your arms behind you. Those are the four things you can.
And
do.
It's all kind of like it's basically two things. It's basically two things.
It's basically hands behind you, or a
lot of times when the guys in Vietnam are actually following you, and they notice that pocket fisting. But I have a slight problem with that. Is they don't go all the way in. They just kind of slide it.
They do thumbs out.
Just leave it there.
Oh no, you gotta piss that shit.
Your whole face in it. I know I've seen there's a guy Angel Ramos, of 18th Amendment. He does the kind of the one that I first saw, which is where you put your every finger except your thumb, I guess your fingers into the pocket, and then your thumb is outside of it, you're putting your hands in your jeans, Western kind of thing. Not into that non-committal shit. You gotta put your fucking hands in there.
Yeah,
Fist it, baby.
Fist me or don't.
Fist it. But yeah, no, I think you guys, I'm glad.
Don't finger your jacket pockets.
There. First off, I can definitely say that smiling for me was one of the number one things that set me apart. Spencer knows this.
Yeah.
When I first took a couple of my fit pics outside in my at my church, there is a strip mall out there with a pretty great mom and pop fucking bodega-ish, like a little donut shop that also sold fucking burgers and stuff. I would always take my outfit pictures right across the street in East LA, and I would take there's a big the strip mall is a big hallway. I guess it's like a fucking walkway, and it looks there's nice bokeh, just like with John, right? You get that picture on 1.8 aperture, and you get the very blurry background and everything, and and I didn't want to be there and be stoic because I saw on the Fedora Lounge these guys would just be so serious, right? Because like we said on the podcast, they wanted to kind of be like the pictures in the 30s. But of course, in reality, not every picture in the 30s is like very serious, right? People did smile, people did laugh, and so I would just smile at the camera, just laugh at something. I mean, also it helped that my human tripod at the time was Vincent, and Vincent's a very funny guy. And we would
Funny
just
guy.
Vincent.
we would just laugh. Yeah, shout out the
shout out Borat too.
EU. If you guys go to back into 2015, you'll see some pictures of Vincent there. It is quite the trip.
It's crazy.
It's crazy, man.
In more ways than one.
But as time went on, of course, getting into like hashtag menswear, and then of course, the influencer stuff. Of course, I would like pose and try and give blue steel. But then after seeing Jake Grantham of Anglo Italian previously of the Armory, there's just something about Jake that looks fucking cool as hell. He has what we, the kind of, it's not a resting bitch face, but his like mouth is like half open. It's very model-esque. It's very natural, kind of intense, whatever. And I was like, just like with menswear, with clothing, it's like I saw him like I can do that. That's just with my face. I can do that kind of look, and I did. And you guys probably seen a lot where I look at the camera, I'm looking off, and I have a kind of neutral mouth, slightly open expression. Maybe it's a little bit of a bitch face, like what the fuck you looking at me for, or whatever. I don't know what you want to call it, but it's pretty iconic, I guess, for me because I do it all the time. And then of course I do hands in pockets. I look down. There's a lot of influence too from like how streetwear guys on MFA will post their pictures. There's always like the kind of you don't look at the camera, you look down, you look to the side. You cover your face a little bit. There's a lot of different ways to approach fit pics. And of course, this is very different if someone else was shooting you, editorial style or whatever. But when it's for yourself, I think it's best to kind of don't put any frills in it. You can smile if you want. I think it's if you feel awkward about having your hands, also putting your hands at your sides is a little too awkward sometimes. Yeah, cross your hands, put your hands in your pockets, put them behind you. Just take the picture again, smile or whatever. Or you could be fucking silly with it. There's a great article.
Get silly with it, guys. That's the
article.
Style Direction, the only podcast that gets silly with it.
Get silly with it. That's a hat.
You can read this article by my friend Dan, again, friend of the stream, at least in the chat, and he wrote about the silly pose. And again, this is something I don't do too much for like selfies, but I do it whenever I'm hanging out with my friends because I think in general people can understand like, oh, this guy's not doing it for like the fit, but he's just fucking being a dork, not a dick. Like the kind of like
everyone sees your picture, it's like this guy's a fucking dick.
You give the whole finger guns. It kind of it diffuses the situation a little bit. It makes it kind of like, okay, that's kind of funny, right? Or this guy's just fucking dumbass, and who cares? But read this article I linked here. And it's not just me and my friends. I think all my friends, we kind of all do it because again we are fucking dorks, and again it feels nice to after you take the natural fit pic, the neutral one, you get to have some fun with it. But this has been there's a lot of precedent. Jamie Ferguson, again, great photographer, in quarantine made a home studio and he just fucking went ham with taking all the pics. I think that's great. There's our friend Marco Komoot Joe from the Patreon and the stream who took a lot of pictures of him like dancing. He's a big dancer, and he wears his great kind of not avant-garde outfits, but unconventional menswear adjacent kind of pics, and they look great. They're all conducive to the thing, and he's himself, and that's kind of what matters, right? There's a lot of different ways to do fit pics, and I hope that you guys watching again. I'm sure everyone here is already in the Discord and everything like that, but everyone here. Take some great fit pics, and if you feel like you could change it up, I think you should. There's plenty of inspiration because again, all of us do it differently. I think that it's not like style. I think you can pose like each other. You just gotta take some practice, and to get over the kind of awkwardness stuff. Because again, if you look at my old pics, they do not look as natural as they are now. I swear to God. MJ Spencer especially know this. Tumblr
face.
And so